On New Year's Day 2022, Bitcoin and Ethereum stepped into 2022, trading at 47,000 and 3,800 respectively, slightly down from their all-time highs of 68,000 for Bitcoin and 4,600 for Ethereum in November of 2021. Cardano was not left out of this painful narrative. 2022 was a hassle, so are we finally going to receive some good news? As we move towards the end of 2022, the Bitcoin price was sitting around $17,000, while Ethereum was around $1,283. The early months of 2022 saw the crypto market climbing steadily, triggered by more institutional adoption. Perhaps the news of the world's largest hedge fund, with $150 billion in assets, was to invest in Bitcoin, was interpreted as a significant indication that institutional finance was preparing for the long-term upward trajectory of blockchain-based companies. Just as crypto advocates speculated that improved communication with regulators and institutional adoption of crypto payments would help stabilize the industry, the first domino of the year fell, eventually seeing the crypto market shrink by over 2/3 in size. Similarly, in mid-March 2022, Bitcoin broke through the $42,000 mark on the news that Ray Dalio's Bridgewater Associates hedge fund was set to invest in the digital asset. To an extent, it is okay to say that crypto investors have the greatest level of expectations about the industry. A little good news and everyone is over the moon, anticipating head-spinning returns. It's just a pity that crypto has disappointed so many. Many blue-chip cryptocurrencies experienced a steady decline throughout 2022, and most of the market tags on the heels of Bitcoin slumped approximately 65% year-to-date. Investor pessimism was exacerbated by the bankruptcies that followed the crash of the Terra UST stablecoins in early May of 2022. Notably, on May 7th, 2022, $2 billion of the UST stablecoins was unstaked and immediately sold, causing it to unpeg and drop to 91 cents. This caused an immediate bank run where UST holders rushed to unstake and sell their coins. The cryptocurrency market had also had a turbulent year, with personalities like Sam Bankman-Fried brought low and the head of the European Central Bank declaring Bitcoin as a crypto on its road to irrelevance. Remember that the capital inflow that swelled the crypto market in November 2021 was composed of mostly retail investors. So these same investors took the worst of the damage when the market began to buckle in 2022, when funds were drained from centralized exchanges and lending platforms, which had been operating as the de facto banks in the largely unregulated and experimental crypto sector. Then, after the crypto exchange FTX collapsed, dealing with a critical blow to the industry's reputation, the banks looked more like casinos, as FTX was reported to have played against its unwitting customers using customers' cash. Nonetheless, others argue that crypto has endured worse in the past, and its adoption rate is growing despite the array of bad press. A significant part of the crypto industry is still struggling to recover its value from the consequence of the FTX collapse, finalizing one of the worst years in the sector's history. But Cardano is making strides in the Department of Development activity. Ethereum, which recently went through a major merge upgrade, has assumed 4th place, followed by the Internet Computer, Elrond, Flow, Optimism, Aptos, and Polygon, which is ranked 10th. Despite a turbulent 2022, the development activity rates of Cardano team were remarkably higher among all the observed protocols. Although in terms of its return on investment since the token sale, ADA has ranked 6th. Also, Cardano ADA was at a peak of its performance in 2022, boasting of an all-time high total value locked of over $400 million. However, since then, the cryptocurrency's value has declined. But recent data from Artemis reveals that Cardano's TVL has been consistently increasing over the last 6 months. The 7-day moving average of $154 million is a level not seen since May of 2022, and with this growth rate, expectations are on the rise, with many wondering if Cardano will have what it takes to reach its previous all-time high TVL. Over the last 6 months, ADA TVL has consistently increased. Currently, the 7-day moving average sits at $154 million, a number that has not been seen since May of 2022, a report noted. So now we ask, is the $2 mark in sight for ADA? Well, let's hear from the Cardano founder, Charles Hoskinson. Even though he's not talking about the ADA coin price per se, it looks like he's more concerned about the crypto market in general. Recently, Charles Hoskinson warned that this year's collapse of US banks could cause a replication of the 2008 financial crisis. In a new interview with Fox Business, the creator of the smart contract platform Cardano explained that the US banking model is wearing thin as cryptocurrencies show resiliency under tough macroeconomic conditions. The crypto markets are holding steady and stable, and overall we've been recovering since 2022, and the FTX crisis is going to take a little bit more time for it to clear out. But I'd rather be the crypto guy than a banker right now. Crypto is okay. Banks, not so much, he said. Hoskinson further said that the banking model appears broken, and this was the point where he warned that the US may face a similar financial crisis today that it suffered after the banks failed in 2008. He noted that the banks that failed in 2008 had a combined of $373 billion in assets, while the banks that failed so far in 2023 have $540 billion in combined assets. In 2008, we had $373 billion in tied up assets. I think we're over $540 billion right now in just the 2023 crisis. We're just getting started. The whole business model is falling apart when you give it a little bit of a push, and then you lose these institutions like SVB, and they get so politicized and they get so globalized. So it's nice to be in the crypto land where things are simple and pure, and you can just focus on building. What's going to happen is too big to fail is just going to lead to bigger institutions. We've seen this story in 2008, and this is the rerun. I don't think anyone wants to watch it, he said. Hoskinson also explained that the United States is falling behind other jurisdictions in adopting reasonable cryptocurrency regulations and runs the risk of losing crypto companies to countries overseas. With this, he acknowledges that the European Parliament recently approved the Markets and Crypto Asset Regulation, which are rules for crypto operations in the European Union. Charles Hoskinson said, "If you widen the aperture for the global markets, though, people are moving on. The Europeans are moving on with MiCA. The Asians are moving on, and overall the global regulatory environment for cryptocurrencies is getting better, especially in very competitive jurisdictions like the GCC. What's going to happen is we're going to have to focus abroad when there's uncertainty in the United States, and that's to the detriment of our national security and our economy as a whole." Well, Charles Hoskinson is trying to paint a reasonable picture for the crypto market here. If anything happens to the crypto market, cryptocurrencies like Cardano ADA will never reach $2 or more. Currently, the macro environment isn't smiling, but what's keeping Cardano so strong? The Cardano project is unique for several reasons. First, it's designed to be a sustainable and energy-efficient blockchain platform by using a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, which consumes far less energy compared to the proof-of-work mechanisms used by other popular cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. This makes it more environmentally friendly and cost-effective. Going forward, Cardano's development is hinged on a rigorous scientific philosophy, which implies that its features and functionalities are strengthened by peer-reviewed research and analysis. This approach is intended to enhance the platform's reliability and scalability while reducing the risk of vulnerabilities and bugs. However, at this point, the price of $2 for ADA is a little far-fetched given the current situation for the crypto market. The ADA coin price needs to first breach the resistance price of 45 cents. In addition to this resistance breach, the entire crypto market needs to move higher, specifically Bitcoin, since it is still driving the prices of the crypto market. The price of $1 per ADA is the current target for Cardano ADA. Analysts are first eyeing the $1 price level before moving on to higher targets. Looking back since the beginning of the year, Cardano's prices jumped from the low of 25 cents and just reached the current price of around 38 cents. This means that Cardano did more than 52% in just 4 months, and the prices are stabilizing around this 38-cent price mark. As Cardano continues to evolve and expand its ecosystem, the future looks promising for its decentralized finance initiatives. With ongoing developments such as the introduction of smart contracts through the September 2021 Alonzo upgrade and later the Vassal hard fork upgrade, Cardano continues to experience ongoing developments. Simply put, Cardano is not lazily waiting for its price to hit a remarkable height. So much work is going on behind the scenes. And when there is eventually a breakout, the Cardano ecosystem will not just have a peaked price to boast, but a slew of developments. Many do not appreciate Cardano's impressive strides, and that's okay, but we hope that you are not one of them. But that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure to click on the subscribe notification buttons, and we'll see you in the next video.